Okay guys, so in this video we're going to be talking about where I'm at with FC25 and I want to hear your guys' opinion, whether you're still playing this game. If so, what are you doing to get fun on it? Because I would genuinely love to know. I just want to speak to you guys about where I'm at. You tend to enjoy these style of videos where I'm just expressing how I feel towards the game as well. So if you want to see more, do leave a like and let's get into the video. If you need the cheapest FC25 coins to build your super team, then check out MMOEXP by clicking the link down below and use code JambooUK for 8% off. Okay, so I've been really struggling the past few days. To be fair, I have had a few bits going on like at home in the background and stuff, so I haven't been necessarily wanting to play anyway. But I've been pretty free here today, and, for the last few days I could have hopped on. And I sort of think about, FC25, and you may have noticed if you're a regular viewer, I've not even streamed the last couple of days of Champs, and genuinely, like, for me at the minute, I'm just really struggling with this game. I don't know whether it's because, we've just come off the back of a disappointing team of the season, whether it's just because maybe the game just is completely dead and, it's not in a good place, which I think is, the situation we're in. It could be that Shapeshifters is just not for me. It's not a promo that I've typically liked in the past, because when I play these football games, as much as I'm genuinely not looking for realism, like, I'm happy with like an arcadey game, but it still has to, in some weird way in my head, feel like I'm playing football. And when you're somebody who watches the real game, I don't want to be running around with a centre-back up front and, a centre-back in goal and all this stuff. It's just never been for me, Shapeshifters. Some people might love it, and I get why you would, because I can see the other side, about how cards, it could be cool and you might find it fun to have some big lanky centre-back running around up front. Like, I get it. It's not for me, but I get that it could be for other people. But at the minute with this game, I'm just sort of lost with what to even do. Like, I even look at the content here, and bear in mind, we're in June, nearly July now, and the way the power curve and stuff like that's gone, you're expecting huge things at this time of the year, and we've arguably got them, to be fair. You're looking at 96 rated cards here. I do think some of these SBCs for this point in the year are just absolute garbage. Like, it's really poor. Like, if you look at this, we've got 2 pages of player SBCs here. Like, yes, we've got some icons as well, but 2 pages of like main player SBCs. And an important part of the game for a lot of people, especially if you don't just enjoy playing the game for the game, you want to at least try out different cards and stuff. And at least for me, the ones here, like on these SBC pages and stuff, just don't do it for me at all. When I think of Dimitar Berbatov, you want to be using the guy up front, like some cracked out Berbatov, who's 5'5", you can score some crazy volleys and stuff. I don't want to put him at centre half. This card's awful, by the way. I get that there's like the Evos and stuff, which we can have a look at them. That's something that sort of lost my interest as well. And again, I completely understand that there are people out there that have got like full Evo teams, absolutely love it. For me, for most of the year, they've just been like far too restrictive. I feel like I can never upgrade and build like the exact players I want. I feel like it should be a system where you can really fine-tune, and whatever you want to upgrade, you should be able to do it and turn a card into exactly what you want it to be. But it just always seems to be locked behind these different requirements and stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong, you can make some crazy cards and stuff, but I don't know what it is for me, man. I tend to get this at this point in the year every cycle. There is just nothing on this game that makes me want to load up and play. Especially because I don't know how many of you guys have been playing it, but Rematch has launched, and I've been having so much fun on there. Like, if I'm playing video games at the minute, that is what I want to hop on and play. The thought of jumping on and playing in like these delayed champ servers, and the issue that I've had for so long now with the cards, being that everyone just feels the same. This is, if we go on to like concepts or the transfer market or whatever, let me show you what I mean. So if we look at like the new cards that are coming out, let's filter it. So we'll go to concepts. We'll go to, like, look how many different cards there is, by the way. Sometimes less is more, in my opinion. And there's just way too much stuff going on to the point where it's not like extra content. It just feels like everything's the same. Like, if we look at this shapeshifter promo, I've probably gone past it. My bad, bear with me. Shapeshifters, concepts on. So you look at a lot of these, and obviously, okay, like they're in different positions. There's so many players here that were just team of the season cards literally a few weeks ago, and now they've just rehashed the cards out with like better stats. And I don't know, man, it just feels really stale. Like, we went from last year and the previous years where like team of the season, at least for me, was like a really fun time, and you had all these crazy cards and it'd really change your club by the end of a tots. If you were getting decent rewards and things like that in champs, there was that real incentive to play and it would change your club. Whereas to me, at least in my head, it feels like we've all had these crazy cards now for months, and like the only thing that's any different at this point is they're 97 rated and they've got a few extra play styles. But realistically, like, you look at every single card and it's all the same, man. Like, you look at this Royce, compare him to Rashford, it's just so similar, every card. Like, they're all just 90 plus on every face stat. They're all getting like sort of meta play styles. You'll see a lot of them have the incisive pass and stuff, because without it in certain positions they become useless. And there's just so much of the absolute same old going on. There's a few cool ones. Like, I like the idea of Saka as a cam. You know, somewhat you think maybe he could play there in real life. And, you know, I could play Saka at cam in the game and think that I'm doing something that at least makes sense. The ones in Shapeshifters I do like are ones like this, where it's like Liao who gets moved to a striker. You know, he can play there, and that gives a card an opportunity where if you couldn't get him into your team because of his position, you now sort of can. But I just think a lot of it is just such the same old. Every card to me feels the exact same. It doesn't matter whether I'm using like this Hernandez, for example, in CDM or Hullet. It's all just the same. It's 90 plus on every stat, meta play styles, and there just seems to be no there's no like creativity or anything in the team building. And I've had people say to me, like, why do I moan about all these cards being accessible? And I think the answer to it is, like, if you just have every single card, like, nothing has any value because they're all so cheap and they're all the same, you lose that novelty of certain cards actually being good. Because if everything is really good, does that not mean by definition that they're not good anymore? They're just average cards, right? Because everybody has them. They're all the same. And whilst they are the best cards in the game, everybody's got them. So it's just the norm. There's nothing special like about any card. And for me, that ruins it. Like, I think there should be ways, at least, you know, of... I'm not saying that cards should be impossible to get, and I think EA have badly got it wrong in the past, where they have stuff, you know, like an R9 extinct at 15 mil. That's not what I'm saying I want, but there should be some sort of like creativity, or like a card that's difficult to get, or just at least like a balanced market, because that's sort of what ruined Tots, right? You're packing like Saka's team of the season, and he's worth 100k. So, like, nothing's worth anything. There's no point in playing. I just want to know where you guys are at, because for me, at the minute, I'm really struggling with it. I'm struggling to turn the game on, and it's not where I want to be. Like, I'd love to... There's nothing more I would love than to love the state of this game, because it would make everything so much easier for me, content-wise, you know, enjoyment-wise, everything. But... you know, I can't sit here and pretend to you guys that I'm having an amazing time right now, because I'm just not. And I'm sure a lot of you are in the same boat. But do let me know where you're at with it. Interested to see whether you guys, you know, are in the same boat. I'm sure that there's some sort of menu grind going on that some people, you know, maybe will enjoy. That's never been my thing, so let me know if that's something that's going on. Maybe the menu grind's trash, but I'm just out the loop. Like, I can play the game gameplay wise to a good level, but at the minute that's just not enough for me to want to get on. With that being said, I will stream tomorrow because I do want to keep up the content for you guys. I do enjoy streaming to you and playing champs and stuff for content. So we'll get back to that. But appreciate you guys. I'll catch you on the next one, and peace.